Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Championship Sunday. EGL Gears open live from Liverpool. Exciting day we had yesterday. I'm sure it's going to be a bit more of the same, guys. How are you feeling going into it?
I'm feeling great. Championship Sunday is here. This is my favorite day of any weekend. We have the best Gears War action lined up for you guys. European Gears at its finest. I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, that's it. This is what we live for, right? This is where the money's on the line, the teams are all prepared, and we've got the best talent in Europe, pretty much kicking ass all weekend. And this is the pinnacle right now.
Speaking of yesterday, it was a very entertaining one, right? The points at the end of the groups were they were unbalanced, shall we say? There was the top teams with like 14-0 maps at the start, and then there was the kind of the opposite, if you will, at the bottom end of them. But the games that we did have on main stage, I swear that there was more 7-6s than anything else, right? It was just entertainment from the get-go, all guns blazing, and a very competitive set of games on main stage, wasn't it?
Yeah, from the get-go, and we ended how we started with the 7-6s on main stage. You guys had a chance to cast that amazing match, XCon versus Aerox, which went the distance, game 3. I mean, what a fantastic day of matches. Very rarely will we see that in Gears Esports, where the matches are so even all day long on the very first day of competition. Usually it's later Saturdays, early Sundays where those that level of matches and that level of entertainment comes. So we've been lucky, we've been blessed so far at this tournament.
Yeah, shout out to the EGL admin crew, really picking all the good games, because we've had an absolute showcase really so far. Hoping we're going to see some more now.
Indeed, of course, the first game, one team to mention, of course, Fox Esports, Italian team, the only one here to this event. And they've been a team online for a long time, so it's great to see them come out. But straight away, they treated us to some amazing gameplay, 7-6s straight off the bat. Perhaps a team to look out for today, of course. Then we also have Aerox. We casted them a few times, actually, on main stage yesterday. Yep. They're performing better than expected, at least in my opinion. Very consistent, living up to their names on paper. And also they came second in Group A, right? They beat Regal in their game, so they have the advantage going in today. That's going to be my main team to watch. I'm not sure how you feel about that, Alex.
What, Lucent? I mean,
Aerox.
Aerox, yes. Aerox, they looked phenomenal yesterday. Obviously faltered once, but I mean, they were really, really good. Not much we can really say. I just hope they keep performing like that today, and they just continue that trend. Yeah,
and Toby, you brought up a great point. The fact that they got second place in their pool means they're not playing Spacestation right here in winners bracket round 2. So a favorable winners bracket for them. Of course, favorable is relative when you're playing against Lucent Esports. That's going to be a tough winners bracket matchup for them. I'm excited to see how that action breaks down. It was a different Aerox that we saw against Spacestation. I almost want to completely discard that match, throw it in the garbage. You could tell they were deflated. They weren't warmed up. They weren't playing how we're used to seeing them play. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Toby. I think Aerox is looking like a great roster. I'm excited to see if they can break that top 2 mold and really overcome the mountain that is Lucent in their winners bracket match.
Indeed. We'll talk more about Lucent in a little while. Let's take a look at that bracket that we mentioned, because it is very important going into today. Very strategic nature the bracket can be. Of course, you actually see Lucent versus Aerox. That's going to be the first or second winners bracket semi-final there. C2 and 3, as you can see. That is going to be a very entertaining game, but that's not the first game on stream today, folks. We're actually going to see Spacestation versus Regal. Of course, Regal taking them 7-6. They lost out in the end on the side station. Of course, we referred to it yesterday, but that's a bit of an unpredictable scoreline. Some people thinking, oh, maybe this roster change wasn't great for Spacestation, or maybe they're trying to settle in quickly, not performing up to standard. Of course, some of us, just brushed it off as, it's just a side station match, not too important. But, perhaps Spacestation coming into this game, to this day, they want to prove something. Perhaps they're better than that, they feel as though, and likewise, maybe Regal want to do more of the same and maybe even beat them potentially.
Yeah, it's a tough ask for sure. And we mentioned the change of rosters on the side of Spacestation, but there's also strikers coming into that Regal roster, and he always matches up well against the likes of Phelps, against the likes of Crazy. And I think he was pretty much the catalyst for that 7-6. It was so close. It could have gone in Regal's favor, and I'm hoping it's going to be as close today.
Sure. Well, that's the winners bracket for you folks there. I guess those are the top 4 teams. Not too surprising, I guess, the winners bracket. Going into the losers bracket, though, of course, we have that Fox Esports team, Italian team, going up against Uppsala. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. I'm sure it's down to the person actually trying to say that, because that is a bit confusing. XCon versus Puzzled, though, on the lower part of the bracket. Of course, Puzzled Many entertaining games yesterday, giving Aerox a run for the money at times in terms of the round count that they gave them.
Yep.
And of course, XCON, that's going to be a good game, I think.
Yeah. And by the way, speaking of that matchup, it's actually an interesting one. The coach of XCON filled in for Puzzled for this tournament, and now is playing against his team as he normally coaches. So big shout out to Boss Man for showing up to almost every European event. Awesome individual, great community member. He's playing on that Puzzled Gaming roster against his squad. I'm sure despite it being his squad, he's going to give it his 150%. I know he dropped a 39 bomb against Aerox yesterday, which is unbelievable. So big shout out to Boss Man. I'm excited to see how that Puzzled Gaming versus XCON Esports match breaks down.
Yeah, and mentioning Bossman, actually, it wasn't just the Aerox game. Every game I've watched so far, he's hit 30-odd kills.
Unbelievable.
Every single game. Yeah. So it wasn't a fluke. He is definitely performing, and against his former team, essentially, this is going to be a good match for sure.
Yeah, entertaining stuff.
Yeah.
But, of course, the first game, Space Station versus Regal Reserve. Of course, there's a clear favourite going into this one, right? Then there's a little bit of a history in terms of yesterday, Regal versus Space Station, how that panned out. I think it's safe to say that despite the roster change, Space Station have a huge leg up here. You'd expect them to come all guns blazing. They typically perform better on main stage. I don't want to go into predictions too quick, but I guess that's kind of the same thought on the whole desk, right?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Look, as casters, our job is to tell stories, and yes, it's a storyline that Regal Reserve stuck at the Space Station with the 7-6 loss in Nap 2. That could have been flipped, could have been 7-6 in Regal's favor. But the reality is that was the wake-up call that Space Station needed. We've seen it time and time again with the Space Station roster. Sometimes they splash some water in their face, they wake up, and they're a whole new team on Championship Sunday. The last 3 Gears Pro Circuit events have shown that. They dominated the last EGL event. I think the Space Station squad is going to take it and run away with this one. But again, we can hype this up as casters and tell that story. It's a good story to tell, but Space Station is too good.
Sure. Yeah, I think everyone wants to see the underdog come out here and take it to them, but they are a phenomenal roster, right? They're a very strong set of players. And it's a Space Station match to lose to be here.
We'll get to the specifics of the predictions just in a sec. Meanwhile, we do have the picks and bans coming through. Space Station, of course, banning out first. It's going to be Harbour, their usual ban. Not too surprising there. Their bread and butter. Regal Reserve banning Dam. Okay, strongest map, arguably, for Space Station, so they're just going to ban that out straight away. Foundation pick for Space Station, not too surprising. Regal going for a simple reclaimed initial heavy. They will clearly want to get up close and personal with Space Station. Space Station with the ban Lift. Regal ban Impact. Final map, Forge Blitz if we need it. Fallout, any thoughts looking at that one?
Yeah, a few things stand out to me. For Space Station, Regal Reserve had a decision to make. Do you ban Dam? Do you ban Foundation? Top 2 maps, undoubtedly, for Space Station. They flipped the coin. They decided on Dam, and I think Foundation is going to be a tough matchup. But at the same time, Foundation, we've seen time and time again in the Gears Pro Circuit, is also a coin flip as to who can win it. Sometimes you see the underdog come in and dominate on a map like Foundation if you can catch fire. And then Reclaimed, I know that they took them to round 13 on Reclaimed, and that's why they made that pick. Logical, makes sense, but Krim is such a good 1v1 player on that map. We saw so many trick strats out of Space Station. I don't want to speak too loud in case any of these guys are listening behind me, but I think Reclaimed, we're going to see a much different Space Station against Regal Reserve here. I think the map picks and bans definitely do favor the favorites here.
Similar thoughts, Alex, I guess?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Forge Blitz at the end might be an interesting shake-up map. I'm not sure how they match up on that one, but it's always a good map to see in that third place there.
And I would like to see that first or second map, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't think there is practiced Space Station that is on that map, so I would have liked to have seen that maybe as a risky pick at that, but for a first or second.
Yeah, you go into that second map knowing you've lost it already as well.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, right? You're 0 for 1 against them on that map, so
Yep, that's a good point.
difficult times, but hopefully we'll see a good one.
For me personally, Regal Reserve, their strongest map probably on paper is Foundation, right? As a set of individuals, how they've performed. They surprised so many teams in previous EGL events. Maybe they could start, hitting the ground running here and take it to Space Station. A few surprises here and there, steal a few rounds and reclaimed. Who knows?
Yep.
Anything's possible. Championship Sunday. We're going to be getting into the game in just a second. Predictions, meanwhile. We'll get into the specifics now. Fallout, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win?
I think
I know the answer.
Yeah, I think you know the answer. I think you know where my heart is lying.
Map count.
Map count, round count, or just map count?
Either.
All right, I'll drop a map count for you. Hot 2-0 is the take. I'm calling it. I'm laying it down as much as I'd like to see an upset. 2-0 in favor of Space Station. I think they're going to run away with this one. That roster is too good. Too many talented individuals on one team. Not to say Regal Reserve doesn't have talent, because, man, the likes of Shadows, Dragons, Strikers, we've seen them do some amazing things. It'll be an okay match. If any map if anything's possible, I think I agree with what you said. If there's any way that Regal Reserve is gonna steal a map away, I think it actually will be Foundation. I think that they have a chance that they can come out strong, catch fire, and catch Space Station off guard. So if there's any map that they can do it, it's going to be Foundation. 2-0 Space Station. I think Space Station is going to edge them out.
Alex?
Yeah, have to agree with the prediction. 2-0 is definitely on the cards here. Foundation, it could go either way. It's early morning on Sunday, right? You know, it's always that first map that we see Space Station have a little bit of a jitter on in this Sunday morning. But honestly, yeah, I like an underdog story, but I think it's going to be 2-0.
Toby, your thoughts? I got to ask the master over here.
Damn, I thought I was away with that one. Well, I think it'll be 2-0 as well. I think, mimicking your thoughts, John, I think Foundation's their best chance. If I was Regal Reserve, I'd be saying just, forget about the psychology of this game. Just go into it, fly and play your game, be aggressive, go for that initial as hard as you can on Foundation, right to the center, and try and bang with shotguns of Space Station. Difficult task, of course, but if they're going to take this one or have any chance, they'll have to do that. 2-0 Space Station.
2-0 Space Station. Can I change my prediction?
No.
No?
Cheating, sir.
Not allowed? The match hasn't even started yet.
It's locked in now.
It's locked in. The graphic is there.
2-1 Space Station.
2-1.
2-1.
I think, based on the exact thoughts that were shared, Regal Reserve steals Foundation some way, somehow.
Ooh.
I know it's a little bold, but you know what? It's Championship Sunday. You got to make some bold predictions here. My inner Skip Bayless is coming out, which I think that means nothing to the European crowd
Absolutely
here. He's an analyst commentator in the States. Sure. But I got to make it a bold prediction, 2-1 Space Station. Slightly bold, not very bold. I think one map will be stolen away, maybe, by Regal
What would
Reserve.
the round count be then on Foundation if they do win?
7-5 or 7-6 Regal Reserve.
Okay.
Pretty late on then. Yeah, I can understand it why you'd flip-flop there.
Not a complete flip-flop.
Toby and I are coming in on the money here.
I'm the only one. I think I'm the only one that's 100% predictions all weekend long.
Yeah, I've missed one.
You've missed one. Toby's missed one. Darko.
One, I think. Yeah.
I don't know about Darko, but so trust in Fallout we trust.
Trust in
2-1. Bold prediction. You gotta make some bold predictions. I can't do the obvious answers.
Thank you very much, guys. Great predictions. Foundation is the first map of Championship Sunday. Fallout crew, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Toby. And here we go. Foundation underway. Map number 1 here in this one, as we are absolutely ecstatic for what will be an amazing match. Striker on board is going to kick things off down towards the B hill. Looks like we're going to see Mimic strategy with Space Station that gets open early and quick. Good to gain control, but it's going to be Shadows that draws first blood of this match with a kill over King Praise himself. Of course, Space Station bouncing back with 2 kills of their own. Make it a third as Felpsy, 2 kills, 2 downs already. And look how fast of a start this is for Space Station.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, they just came from the box. Well, we saw Space Station completely destroyed. Now it's Praise and Hyper pushing pretty much everyone. Striker's in a bad position as well. It's difficult times already for Regal, so early on as well.
Incoming smoke!
A good dive over by the statue area, and they're just going to push on
This is textbook from Regal. Exactly what they do. Lose that initial is immediately off the bat, off the spawn, push to the home and delay those. They're going to do a solid execution here. 1 kill picked up. Maybe the reaction shot. No, he connects for a body shot, but a few more kills picked up by his teammates. Ultimately, when the dust settles, it's a 1-versus-1 Dragon going up against Felpsy, and Dragons is going to come out on top. Swift going to take out Grip. Another 1-versus-1. This man Dragon is on fire, but as I say that, a little bit of capture curse. Hydro is going to take him out.
I'm just getting started.
We do see Strikers coming in now. He's going to have his go at this one. He's bouncing everywhere, but the new member of Space Station Jack, he shuts him down. Praise is trying to get a kill on Swift as well. But this is Space Station just trying to gather that foothold back in this map. They're going to try and get back that neutral hill now. All eyes are going to be on
Counter as actually a sneaky pull and dice got Jack. Immediately with Space Station through there, a one-man numbers advantage, numbers and counter. But great for the Jack kill. Now,
Leave this shit. Contact!
like all alive. Jack's going for the way he'll push again. They're happy with sacrificing that C-Hill for that C-Hill. Recap opportunity. Shadows, Swift, both take out one. Crim trying to make it happen for Space Station. B-Hill's going to be broken, but I'm loving what I'm seeing so far out of Regal.
Yeah, really well played. They saw Space Station. Hydrone was just overextended there on the ramp, and they picked him out. Managed to flood across that bridge, and we see a massive point lead now for Regal as well. Almost 50, over 60 points now as a point lead, and well, this is pretty much perfect from Regal. You'd want this in the opening round.
Yeah, completely agree. But the interesting thing is we saw the same thing from Aerox on Dam against Space Station. They won the initials, they won the mid round, but end round is where Space Station got the upper hand. Let's see if Regal can tell a different story here. Let's see if they can finish. Currently, they are down 2 hills to 1, but they do win off of 1 hill. Do they turtle and hold that A hill, or do you think they should go for the 2 cap here?
For me, it's the 2 cap all day. Space Station are such a strong team. Holding that 1 hill advantage, it's difficult, and they're going to come in flying in just a second. We're going to see it. This is the overextension we want to see, though. Regal, they're going to go. They've identified that the push is coming from Pistons, and they're just going to go take the Space Station home hill.
Yeah, and this is a little bit Dragon had a key decision here. He decided to backtrack for his home hill. It's going to pay off so far. He takes that one. No, a cheeky mental shot, not going to connect for the kill. Dragons needs to value his life right there. Instead, Space Station given the Space Station special 3-cap domination, but no, someone was able to sneak away to that B hill. It's Regal. I think that's Dysix. He actually breaks the B hill. The rotation comes through off his spawn. Swift gets there. I love the play right now out of Regal, but can they hold on? Look at the score.
They're getting the decap. Oh, they were trying to get the decap there on the A,
oh, no.
And that wasn't the play they needed. Here is Craze clutching up for his team. The points have just ticked over into Space Station's favor, and 4 dead now. We are going to see a Space Station round, but my lord, it was not for Regal trying.
Unbelievable. But the story continues. These teams here in Europe are not able to finish against the superior Space Station endgame, which is almost perfect every time you see it. I don't know what it is. They could be down 100 points. They could have just an anthill and turn it into a mountain, and instead it's Space Station who comes out on top. Huge plays from them, but Regal did look very good in that initial.
Yeah, they did. They pretty much had that round secured. It was just the final execution right at the bell, but well, we're going to jump into round 2. 4 minutes 11 that first round as well. A very long round. If it carries on like this, it's going to be a taxing game for all the players.
Yeah, well, agreed. And again, I think the key result of that round is actually Dragon's decision to stay home hill rather than overextending with his team. If he would have went with his team, they had a 3-on-2 on the other side of the map. He, of course, didn't know the numbers. That's where you need that head count call out to come through. Head count is the most important communication mechanism in this game, and some teams just don't emphasize it enough.
Yeah, that's right, and we are seeing it in action now, actually, as Crazed and co, they're just going to clean up here. All 3 members of this assault essentially hiding around this Pistons, and we see 5 dead now from Regal.
Wow, that's a 3-cap domination if I've ever seen it. And look at this textbook. C hills being capped, A hills being capped, 3-cap domination coming through. Swift, the one man to stop it. He downs 1. That actually should keep them alive here. A smoke grenade is almost going to keep Swift alive. Instead, Shadows takes out 1. Can Shadows get the double? He hits the up A shot, but finally gets taken down here, and this ultimately is going to result in a 2-on-2 for the C hill.
It does indeed. There is a 3rd member actually in there, just come off spawn, so Dragons is going to join this fray. The C hill is still hotly contested, and this is going to be a scrap if I've ever seen one. There is 1 member down, but still quick respawns, right? So we're going to see these members of Regal continuously backing up this fight, and it's going to be difficult for Space Station to close this out right now.
Look at this, Crim's ability to stay alive. We talk about it often, how annoying he is to fight against because it's so hard to kill him. I have loved what I've seen out of Crim. I've learned so much about him as a player in casting this event, and that right there defines why.
It does indeed, and here we go again. The swarm domination does tick. Strikers is going to trade out for Shadows, but he is going to pick up a double kill, and this is what we were mentioning before. This is the X factor that Strikers brings to this squad. He equally matches every member of that Space Station squad on skill. It's just a case of can he perform with his team, and can they take it to Space Station as a group.
I agree with that. I think Dragons and Shadows are the same. From what I've seen from them this tournament so far, they have the individual skill. Again, it's the decision-making, the decision to go for that wraparound shot last round, things like that, the small things that make a difference ultimately.
Definitely so. I think we're going to see an assault on the B hill now as Space Station. They do swarm down there, really. I mean, it's going to be pretty bad odds for Regal. I think it's a 4v2.
Yep.
Dragons, he's just going to hold this elbow. All he's doing is watching this bridge, so in case anyone floods across towards the home hill, towards the C hill, he's got a quick flank in to try and take this A. He's just biding his time.
He doesn't know this. We, of course, can see everything, but he actually could have gone for that A hill, could have gotten the capture much earlier. There was no one defending it from Space Station. Now he's going to be left in a 1 versus 1, goes for another up A shot, went full red. He gets taken out from the 2v1, and really the difference here is the damage that Space Station did in the early game. They had the 3-cap lingering for so long, and look at the point lead that they have, almost 100 points. You got to say this is all but a Space Station round. And here's the difference: Regal Reserve had control last round. couldn't finish. Notice how Space Station finishes. Notice the difference between these two teams.
Yeah, and at the point at which they get a kill, they snowball so effectively. They're never allowing Regal to get back to 5 members. All times, it's pretty much a 4v5 or a 3v5. And it makes it so difficult to secure that home hill once you've lost it. It's a real tough task.
Yep, completely agreed. And you gotta say, the difference here and the tone of this match, if Regal wins that first round, I know it's only 1 round of 7, it's not many, but the importance of setting the tone early cannot be overstated. It is crucial, and Regal, unfortunately, was not able to close that out. I wonder if that's affecting them here or was demoralizing by any means.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, it is still early doors, as we mentioned. There is time yet. It's only 2 rounds in. We are... Let's see an incendiary placement down in this mid, though. So we've got hammer bursts up at the top there and welding and fountains. Incendiaries down the middle, so a little bit more to play for. Be interesting to see how the teams approach this.
On board with King Crazed right now, and I say that as he has 13 kills already. Crazed sees red, pushes up, hits a nice first shot, but anyone's going to get taken out. I don't care who you are, by an instant to the face from Strikers. Well placed by Strikers to take out the captain of this team, or the best player of this team, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely sound Dragons. He just won his 1v1 over and closed as well, so the flood is going to come through up the ramp, and it's going to be a very dead Phelpsy as Regal are actually closing up now. The extra movement unneeded, but it is...
exactly. I'm about to say unnecessary wall bouncing, 5-yard penalty on the Strikers as he's going to finally cap that hill maybe 2 seconds later than he could have.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you probably missed out on a point or so there, so...
Yeah, exactly.
You got to always think about these things. Looks flashy, but what's it getting you? Strikers, we are going to see him just hold bridge, though, and he does see members of Space Station coming off spawn. Right decision, I think, just to kind of hold back with his team for now.
And look at this. They have 3 dead, but still, it's 2 hills to 1 in favor of Space Station. How, what, where, why? I don't know. We missed the fight down at B Hill. But again, that's a key difference. Space Station, Optic Gaming, Echo Fox would have capitalized on that huge opportunity to get a 3-cap domination, but Regal Reserve just didn't send the right resources to the right places.
No, we do see Space Station with a great hold on B Hill there. They held on well. That said, the assault is going to be on the homes, it seems. We do see Hydron being a little bit sneaky here, hiding out behind the tree. And honestly, they don't really need to do too much right now. There's a point deficit ever so slightly for Regal, but it's nothing they have to worry about now. It's 50 points each. There's a long time left in this round. Hydron is going to smoke out his home hill, and it looks like the push is going to come on. We do see Regal Scarper. Craze does pick up 1 kill on Strikers, but Swift replies on Crim, so it's back to a 4v4 for just a few seconds. Swift is going to fall as well to Craze, and Craze is, he's playing very, very well. He's picking up a lot of kills for his team, and it's why we like to see him on the squad. Every event he turns up, every event he puts down a lot of kills. Instants do go in the way of Regal. 1 is wasted though, so just 1 left as Dizix looking to hold on elbows. The retake on C does come back in once more. There's a lot of members of Space Station hiding out though here. And, well, it's going to be a difficult ask. The incendiary's good actually. It's blocked off an entire route, and we do see Regal taking control of the home hills now. It's up to Space Station really. Let's see what they can do in return, because it is on them to break this. Dragon's taking a lot of Lancer fire there actually from his own teammate as well. Strikers, he's holding out against 3 people. He needs some backup here. Dragon is that backup, but on his knees he does fall. Strikers goes down as well to a great headshot from Phelpsy, and Dragon's managed to get the trade, but difficult for him really there. There was only 3 members alive, 3 members supporting him, and Space Station overwhelming that C fight in the end.
Yeah, but look at the score, 160 to 155. It's going to come down yet again to this end game. Currently, Space Station in control. I want to take a look at the overhead map and see where each team has their resources. Looks like 2 down at the Pistons, make it 3 down at the Pistons. So Space Station is anticipating a B-Hill push, and it looks like they're going to actually force a 2-front war. Regal is going for home and B-Hill. Perhaps slightly risky here. And here comes the push. B-Hill fight and A-Hill fight. It's going to come down to who can win these games. They know they need to decap both. Looks like they're going to get the B-Hill decap. Yes, they are. No one is capturing points right now for Space Station, but look at all the kills coming through. It's going to be Space Station that ultimately comes on top in this one. But once again, barely. If you are Regal Reserve, you are kicking yourself, as a few mid-round decisions could have cost them.
Yeah, right at the end there, actually, when the B, the B attack came in, They wasted their smoke to try and get down into the hill, so they had no smokes to push out. And we saw there the hammer burst used to great effectiveness. It just, it pretty much an instant down in combination with the Lancer Fire from the teammate there. So really well played by Spacestation to hold that. They identified that there was no smoke available and just picked out the player that was going to make the initial push.
Meanwhile, update from losers bracket round 2. XCon Esports goes up 1-0 against Puzzled. Of course, Bossman playing against the team that he coaches in a fun side station match here. I can hear how loud they are right to the side of me here. So, jumping back into this one now.
Yeah, we do see a big placement go down. It's the boom shot, I think, in B Hill. Regal Swift is going to open up the fight. Shadows has also picked up one, so Phelpsy going to fall in. This is good. This is real good from Regals. The boom shot does go in their hand. So do the incendiaries, and this is power play Regal.
Power play indeed, but they need to close this out. They have 2 dead, make that 4 dead actually, with the boom shot kill picked up. And it's long respawns. If they don't close this round out, that is just heartbreaking. Look how good of a job Hydrone's doing of staying alive, though.
And look what's on the floor. The boom shot was on the floor, so that was Hydrone picking up a kill on the boom shot play with it out in his hand. That boom shot is going to go over to Space Station. There's going to be a bullet left in that for them. That was really, really misplayed by Regal. They should not have given Space Station the chance to get that weapon at all.
Yep. In my best esports caster voice, I say that can't happen. You have to close that out if you're Regal Reserve. You have 4 dead. You have 1 boom shot in the boom shot. I'm trying to think of the word there. And they have to close that
chamber.
In the chamber. Thank you. That's the word. It's early. It's Championship Sunday. It's been a long weekend. In the chamber. You got to close that round out for Regal Reserve.
You do, and now we see Phelpsy pushing up with this boom shot. He's got complete control. There's the kill coming out, so using that to great effectiveness. They are going to make a push on the B hill. And we saw there, they managed to get down into that hill with the boom shot. They saved their smoke. Regal have done well to keep this, keep the Space Station team at bay here. But the points are ticking in Space Station's favor.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I love the spot that Craze put himself in. Not many people know this. Pro tip, if you're watching at home, this is one of the best power positions to be in because the cover's so thick and so deep that it's actually hard to get shot, hard to hit wraparound shots. Oh. But instead, it's going to be Dice6 that picks up a huge double kill. Crim taken out, Craze taken out. Phelpsy, though, is fighting an army over at his home hill. He takes out 1. I believe got 2 there. I think I apologize, 1 kill, and he keeps his team alive. So again, Space Station, when they are wounded, they heal quickly as Phelpsy is able to hold on to that home hill.
I think that's the difference really between these two teams is that when Space Station are on Regal's home hill, they close it out. Regal, they're having a very, very difficult time stopping that onslaught from the spawn, and it's a difficult situation, of course, but you've got to be better in this situation. You've had, 2 attempts now, 3 attempts at doing that, and especially with the boom shot in hand, you've got to close it out.
Yeah, completely agreed. And right there in that situation, boom shot in the hands of Strikers. They do a good job timing that weapon, but you have 2 instants in your hand. I want to see, I think that was Dragons, be a little bit more effective with that boom shot. Nice job, though. That actually incendiary kill is good. Oh, that's a wasted boom if I've ever seen it. But that's not. Jack's going to get taken out the active boom shot from Strikers. Oh, who is it, though? None other than Phelpsy. Just being a nuisance in open right now, staying alive. And look at the score. Once again, 180 to 137. Regal Reserve, a tough decision. Do you turtle? Do you go for the push? Last time they decided to go for the away push. It did not work out for them. Let's see if they can do it yet again. Sea Hill's going to be broken. Capturing right now from Regal Reserve. They're going to get their home hill back. And that forces Space Station to fly for B Hill and Sea Hill. All eyes on this final fight. All members of Space Station ascending on this away hill. Couple kills going to come in. That's going to be Dice6 who picks up 1. Dragons grabs another. 2 dead. Make that 4 dead for Space Station. And finally, Regal Reserve is going to hold on for their first round of the match.
Yeah, and a slight moment of error from Space Station there. A chink in the armor, perhaps, as we do see Hydrone going in maybe 2 seconds early compared to the rest of his team. He drops, gives Regal the meat shield that they need to stay alive in that fight, and we see Swift just clutching up there at the end. Really well played by Regal, and they get their first round on the board.
Yeah. And the score showing 3-1. It could easily be flipped. It could easily be 2-2. Shoulda, woulda, couldas. Don't get you far here on Championship Sunday, though. Regal, an inability to finish has been the key storyline in this one. But I've seen some great things out of them. If you're a fan of an underdog story, this Regal team is looking strong. Great individual players. Dragons, Shadows, Strikers have made some amazing plays. We've seen Dice6 picked up a couple nice double kills. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Regal Reserve. Team Spain here representing a nation, of course, with 1 single Frenchman as well.
It's representing a continent almost. Yeah. With, yeah. It's the pride of the UK against essentially rest of Europe in this battle. And, well, it's pretty close so far. We do see the block going down at Statue, so Space Station opting to just keep things the same. They like this fight for the boom shot. They've prepared for it. And, well, Craze is showing why, because He's just clutching out. He's on 19 kills already in 4 rounds. Shadow's getting a big misplay, but he's going to try and make up for it as he gets 3. He almost gets the 4th there, actually, as one was his own teammate, but we'll ignore that as the fight continues in this B hill, John. The boom shot is going to go in the way of Space Station.
Yeah, and that's a tough situation there. You have Craze down, you have an opportunity to win the round, and a team kill comes in. That's going to haunt them, especially these late rounds. 18-second respawn timers. Dragon's going to go down, not going to matter. He's going to get picked up. The reinforcement should be coming. No hills capped just yet, so not too much damage done for Regal. Still in a decent position. Is actually Hydro going to go for a shotgun. He gets down, and I think he has boom shot too. This is a perfect opportunity if you're Regal, but it's going to be Jack that shuts down any chance that they have with a huge double kill. Jack, the newest member of this Space Station squad, perhaps making some fans here as he keeps them alive in this round.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, we saw Regal there. They tried to, Swift, he tried to kill the boom shot with the incendiary. Slight miss throw, just missed with that. I would have liked to have seen him use those incendiaries for a much more aggressive play. You know, you've got the boom shot down already. You don't have to worry about that. Use the incense, get the kills on the other 2 live members of Space Station in the boom, and then Flood, you can get the kill with the boom shot just by picking it up afterwards.
Completely agreed. That's a huge opportunity that was wasted, that was missed. And again, that's almost been the theme of this match. Missed opportunities for Regal Reserve. The score could be much different right now if they're able to capitalize on their end game and on their opportunities. Now, Hydro, known for a sneaky play. He's going to go for a nice shot here. Misses the first one, though, so bye-bye your advantage. But he has some reinforcements coming in. Swift lives to see another day.
Yeah, we do see Jack picking up a kill on Dragons, and, well, Shadow. I think that was a bait, actually.
That was a bait for sure.
Yeah, definitely so.
All right, the Spanish.
Shadows is ready.
I like what I've seen out of the Spanish, showing a little bit of trick plays.
That's it, and the micro plays like that. This is what wins rounds against these better teams. It's not the overall strategy. It's not the slaying power, because everyone is so good at this level. It's the small, it's the small talk. It's the micro plays. It's just the working with that guy who sat next to you, the guy who stood next to you, and just making that one crucial play to just turn the sway in the round.
Yep, that's so incredibly true. Let's see if it matters, though, as they're down by 50 points right now. Actually, take that back, make that 40 points. 2 kills to 1. B-Hill in control of Space Station. And Space Station knows they just got to wait for some respawns to come through, wait for that boom shot to respawn, and it's going to be started by the man himself, Crazed. Swift neutralizes with the kill of his own. Die6 grabs another, but keep in mind, Jack does have that boom shot. Crazed is a boom shot of his own with his Nasher right now as he picks up 2. And finally, Jack picks up a kill with that boom shot. So, nice shot by Space Station to hold on here.
He's down.
But he's actually down and out for the count now.
Yeah, that's 4 dead actually from Space Station. Crazed doing really well actually here to overextend and just deny this pressure. But very, very close fight, especially to say Space Station had boom shot and incendiary.
Craze is so hurt. He's going to get taken out. That's big. A kill on Craze might only be 1 kill on the scoreboard, but it's 2 kills in my eyes because he is enough for 2 men. He is an unbelievable player. Phelpsy, his duo, and in my opinion, the second best player in Europe, goes down as well as he's getting to get back up, and they are able to escape by the skin of their teeth. Now, full red, Phelpsy in that power position we talked about earlier. He's able to stay alive and survive now. Not without casualty. He gets taken out. So does his teammate Krim, and I'm loving this late game from Regal Reserve. Dragons needs to win this 1v, and he's going to do it with the support of his teammates. Brilliant gameplay from Regal.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Dragons picking up a triple kill on the best players in Europe, and here we go. We hear the main stage erupt as Phelpsy falls, as well as Craze, and that's a second round on the board now for Regal Reserve. They are giving it to Space Station with all they've got. 3 minutes 50 that round, but Regal Reserve now 2 rounds to 3, and it's almost tied up. We're getting back to even Stevens here.
Indeed we are, and this is the match we were waiting for, a close one right now at least, but we've seen it time and time again. Of course, this is the last round of the first half, but it's so easy for a team to just run away with a game in the second half. Optic Gaming is known for it in the US. Let's see what Space Station does here. They're going to place frag grenades down by the Pistons, it looks like. So, last round of the first half. If you are new to Gears of War Esports, what that means is there are 20-second respawn timers. If you die, you are out of the game for 20 seconds, so you must value your life, and it becomes a much more intense game of strategy and initial pushes. Let's see how the action breaks down.
That's right. I mean, it's going to be about this mid-fight still. It's one of those areas you have to control. It doesn't matter really what's going on in the map. This mid-area is such a good flanking opportunity, a flanking route that, well, we do see the fight going on. The Krim just managed to get the grenades out, so he's extracted those from the piston area. Shadows, however, is winning this mid-fight, and, well, that's a double for him. Jumps through the incendiary. Strikers and Dragons picking up 2 as well, and, well, this is Hydrone on his own. He's going to get pistoled out. This is pretty much all down to Regal just to clear up this last member, and that's Shadows that does so. 17 kills on him, 5 dead now, and the domination is coming in. This is going to be a tied game at the half.
Can you believe it? What a comeback from Regal Reserve as they were down 3-0 and bring it back to tie it up at 3 apiece here going into the second half. Amazing gameplay from Regal against this Space Station God Squad in Europe, and I can feel their passion. I can feel their energy from the caster's desk in that main stage. They're getting hyped. They're getting excited, but meanwhile, look at Space Station, perhaps a bit deflated coming into the second half, but never can you count them out.
You can't count them out, but, well, Regal showing what they're made of here, and, well, Shadow's leading the charge in that mid area, showing why he is one of the best slayers in Europe, not afraid to get down and dirty, and, well, picking up double kills left, right, and center against Space Station is definitely something to put on his CV. He's doing very, very well. That said, we are going to go into the second half, so respawn timers are going to drop back down. The rings are going to swap as well, so this statue will be more of a focus for both teams. We're going to see an assault actually up the mid hill. It's difficult for Regal to hold this off. Jack is going to get pushed out, and, well, still the hills are even. No one has managed to take this. Hydra in a bad spot, but great Lancer Fire actually pushes Dragons back in. Strikers going to come for support, and, well, this is what we like to see. Swift has got a kill, and Hydra does go down as well.
Look at this, wide angles. This is like watching the Insanes in Gears of War 1 as Dragons. And I think that was Swift with a brilliant wide angle play there. I absolutely love it. That's 4 dead. 3 cap dominations coming through. Can they get it? No, that D-Hill will be broken. One member of Space Station was able to slip away the other side of the map, and now a key 1-versus-1 between Swift and Feltsy. Oh my gosh.
Oh dear. Regal are obviously feeling themselves at this point. Well, the Lancer Fire across that mid-bridge was pretty much perfect.
Wow, who is
we
that?
are seeing Crim clutch up, though, on this D-Hill.
Crim. And Crim was just fighting a 1-versus-3, by the way. Killed the first, killed the second, and now has some help for the third. Can he connect? No, doesn't even need to. His team at Hydron's going to come in instead. Great job by Space Station. This is why we can never get too excited as casters, because Space Station is so incredibly good with their backs against the wall. One of the best round 13 teams in the game, clutch teams in the game, in my opinion. We've seen it in Mexico City. We saw it in Vegas. Certainly we saw it against D United in New Orleans, and now we're seeing it again against Regal Reserve.
Yeah, we do see this push telegraphed, really. It's Regal Reserve going to be pushing down into this home hill, into this F hill around the fountains, but the smoke does drop. Felpsy hiding out on the side. Now he's going to come in and try and get the first kill. He does manage to get a big chunk, and it gets it down. Craze picks up the first headshot on Strikers, so advantage now Space Station. Crazed with the double kill, looking for more actually, as, well, they're just going to clean up. It's going to be Shadows on his own. He does get a kill on Jack, but Felpsy there to trade that out. Going to be advantage Space Station now as 4v3.
Look at this. Crim is still at the home hill of Regal Reserve. I cannot overstate how big that was, how huge of a play that is, and the type of playmaker that Crim is. It doesn't show in the stat lines, but what he did to be slippery, to be annoying, and to stay alive right there single-handedly got Space Station back in this round. It would be 2 caps to 1. It'd be complete control for Regal Reserve right now if it wasn't for Crim.
Yep. I do like these pushes from Regal. I'm liking the way that they're so methodical with what they're doing. They're checking every angle. I think they've watched back what happened yesterday. They did not want that sneaky play to cost them another map. And, well, here we see Regal clutching up.
Strikers putting himself in a dangerous spot and gets away with it. Getting away with murder, perhaps, in his gameplay is now looking crazy, staying sneaky. No one knows he's there. Finally, he's going to get called out, perhaps a little bit too soon from Crazed. But doesn't matter. You are Crazed. You're the best player in Europe, and you're going to hit a beautiful reaction shot on Strikers. Felpsy gets taken out, though, by Dysix. And look at the overextension immediately from Crazed. He recognizes his teammates are there, and they're just going to do a simple flip. This is a round win for Space Station.
Yeah, and that was on Crazed there. He held back Regal for a long time. He was hiding up by the tree at the old home hills. Then he was hiding down on the U-bend at the bottom, just delaying Regal ever so slightly, gaining 5, 6, 7 points for his team each time. And we said Regal, they're coming through methodically, but that also means slowly. And the points did tick up there, and that was a points win, not a domination win.
Yep.
Space Station really kind of putting their mark on this. But 4-3, still a very, very even game, and we see Regal opting for those incendiaries once more.
Yeah, they're trying to set the board exactly how it was set in map number 1. It worked out really well for them in the late game. And, keep in mind, first half, Space Station won 3, Regal won 3. So Space Station losing rounds here doesn't necessarily mean they're out. We've seen it before. Maybe we can see it again. On board with King Crazed. 26 kills, 10 downs for him. As he's now full red. And look what he does in full red. He gets taken out by a Lancer. Striker is going to get the kill ultimately when it's all said and done.
Yeah. Incentives do go in the favor of Space Station, so if they can make... No, they can't make those count. They've killed Jack. This is going to be 4 now dead from Regal.
Again.
Strikers, you just need to go and get the D-Hill. I mean, you probably want to get the E-Hill as well, actually.
Is that Krim again? Yes, it is. Krim stays alive, but not long enough. 3 people finally going to shut him down. Craze now going to get tagged by that smoke and wait for reinforcements to come through. Let's see how Regal plays this. They're going to decap that D-Hill. All comes down to these kills. And look how good of a job Space Station does of going wide right, getting their health back, and extending the fight long enough for reinforcements to come through. And that is reinforcements in the form of Jack, who's going to come in and pick up a kill on Shadows. Well played by Space Station.
Yep, we do see a point lead, though, for Regal. I mean, they did get that hill back very, very well. But Regal, they identified that they could just get, 20 or so points and really quite a big kill there from Strikers as he gets a little bit of help. This is going to be the assault back on the home hill. It is, it's a slow respawns, fast respawns again now, so it's going to be difficult to get this hill and control it. But it's a 2v1 really for the triple cap here. Yep,
another opportunity, and Regal going for the 3 cap, knocking on the door, and they're going to get it. Regal Reserve ties it at 4 apiece, and this time a much different round than round number 7. Regal wins the initial, they keep the pressure, and I was actually going to be critical of Striker's decision to go up towards that porch, that balcony, but he knew something we didn't know. He had some support, and he was able to stay alive just long enough, hit some crucial shots, pick up that down, I believe, on Crazed, and that ultimately helped them win the round. Big plays from Strikers, both in the initial and in the mid-game to close that round out.
Yeah, and the question is now is how does Space Station respond? Because it's not like you're 3-0 up anymore. You don't have to keep the fight the same. You can now lead the charge with these weapon placements. As I say that, they are happy just to play the same game as Regal, so fair play to Space Station. They think they can win this fight.
Yep, and that's where I've always been critical of Space Station is their weapon placement decisions. I think they're very proud, and they like to just flex their muscles sometimes and prove that they're the better team. But if I was Space Station right there, I'm trying to completely change the dynamic of the weapon placements. Otherwise, Regal Reserve is going to have their way with those placements and get it back to exactly how they wanted it. I would have put something down, maybe like a sniper or an M-bar to change things up a little bit.
We do see a slight difference in execution there, though. We saw Space Station actually holding back with the Lancers. Oh dear, Shadows. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Shadows. He almost got the 3rd.
Oh, guy.
What a beautiful double kill string right there from Shadows. Die 6 picks up a kill on Krim. All up to Jack. All eyes on you. He's not going to get the break. Oh, my goodness. And look at this. I can hear, once again, this team is getting loud. They're getting hyped, and they're waving goodbye. Perhaps a premature wave over to Space Station, but what a play from Shadows. The man on your screen right now with the backwards hat. Beautiful, beautiful plays.
Oh, definitely so. Real clutch plays at the time he needs him. He's back on the main stage, and this is where he shines. 5-4 now, the score. Regal going ahead. That said, we do have an update from the side station. XCon did manage to take 2 rounds, actually, from Puzzled, so Puzzled will go out there. But XCon...
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
no.
they do go through. They're going to go. They're going to advance in that loser bracket, so fair play to them. We'll see them later.
And here we go again. Nades placed, the same exact setup. I guess they didn't have much of a decision here, but Crazed is a beast with that M-bar. I don't know. I mean, of course, Regal has some good marksmen as well. I would have liked to see something different, but we will see how the action breaks down. So far, every single initial has been won by Regal Reserve. Space Station edged them out in the first round of the half, but every initial was won by Regal.
Yep, and we're going to see a little bit of a change, obviously, with these nades placed in B. So big fight now. Strikers with a very, very unlucky roll there at the end. So incendiaries are going to go in the favor of Space Station. That's going to be advantage to them, and it's a 5v4 now.
And he had Craze full red. He's going to pick himself for that one. Easily could have been won by Strikers if he didn't misroll, get himself stuck in the corner right there. Of course, was going for the wall bounce instead, but now it looks like Space Station did grab instants, I believe, and are not going to be able to capitalize just yet, as Swift is going to shut down the push, win the 1v1 against Hydrone. A nice instant, followed by a frag kill, comes in for Krim, and now a power play opportunity for Space Station. They are 1 man up.
They are, but Regal are still trying to defend this with all they've got. I mean, it is a 2v2. It's going to be a 2v1, actually, as Shadows leaves the down there to try and get the double kill. Does not manage it. Krim picks up 2 now, and this E-Hill is definitely going to be going in the favor of Space Station.
Yep, beautifully played by Space Station right there, and that's the difference between them and a lot of European teams, is their ability to Lancer, to have the right weapon out at the right time. A lot of European teams love to put their head down. No offense to you folks over here.
No.
But love to put their head down and charge at you with the shotgun. It's been like that since Gears of War 1, but the Space Station squad is the exception.
Yeah. They like to get nasty, as they say. But well, this is a great defense from Space Station. As you were just saying, the Lancer fight does come out, but perhaps a little bit too much as Strikers does open on Hydron, and this is going to be, well, it was going to be advantage, but Jack is shutting them down with a beautiful triple kill of his own.
Welcome to Space Station, Jack, a.k.a. Godfex, a huge triple kill on the main stage to shut down, completely thwart that Regal Reserve push. And Jack is certainly making a name for himself on this roster with 16 kills and 13 downs. Keep in mind, that stat line for Jack is really indicative of his style of play. He is more of an explosive type player. He likes to look everywhere on the map, put damage anywhere he can, support his team, and he can definitely turn up with the shotgun when it's needed. Well played right there by Jack.
Yeah, let's jump on board with him and see what he is doing for just a while as they're going to make a push on this airfield. We do see the defense from Dragon, so we do see Dragons up to the right, but Hydron has got a great flank on this, so this is going to be an interesting fight for sure. Let's jump on board and see what's going on. And in the back, because Hydron has managed to get one headshot. Swift trying his best to clutch up here, but it's going to be difficult. The domination is ticking. Crazed and Phelpsy clutching up the duo. And that's all 5 dead now.
That's it. That is a tie at 5 apiece here as Space Station able to neutralize. You see him on your screen right now. The newest member of this team, Jack, has landed on the Space Station squad officially on this main stage. And I like what I'm seeing so far out of him. I like the dynamic he brings to this team. Much different than Marsh, not necessarily worse or better, but Marsh was more of an in-your-face shotgun type of player, whereas Jack, a little bit more of a support player, which I think can benefit this Space Station squad once they get that chemistry.
Yeah, the Space Station, I mean, they seem a lot more controlled, which is the thing I like to see, and I think that's what's going to help them out in the majors. There was always that factor of, are you going to clutch those shotgun fights up, or are you going to end up just causing more harm than good with flying in with the shotgun heavy style as you mentioned later. And Jack, he brings that. He does bring that Lancer fight. He does bring that controlled, methodical approach, which is good to see. And we've seen Space Station completely flip their strategy in the last couple of rounds to a much more reserved, get out of the way of the shotguns type style.
Yep. Which against this Regal team is actually the right decision. Yep. A lot of maturity shown from Space Station to recognize that Regal might be getting the better of you in the shotgun fight, so why not extend the fight a little bit. Strikers picks up incense. Phelpsy grabs frags at the bottom left of your screen here. So we're equal in lethality right now. Die6 getting pushed, missing every mark's a shot. Almost connects with a one-shot kill, but Die6 going to get taken out here. And I would have liked to see something a little bit more from Die6 right there. That was a pure 1 versus 1 for some time until the rotation came through. Missed some opportunities to get him full red with the marks up. Wow.
Oh, that Lancer fire is beautiful. And the grenade gone out to try and pick up the kill. I think it is. Yep, Phelpsy just going to clean that one up. Really nicely played by Space Station.
Yep.
And yeah, you mentioned the 1v1 there. Whiffed a few of those marks of shots and perhaps made a little bit too late of a switch there. Wasn't prepared enough for that 1v1.
Yeah, completely agreed. Phelpsy really heating up with 23 kills, but we're seeing a different Space Station squad these last 2 rounds. In my opinion, this Space Station squad has really stepped up their gameplay here in the second half. I see them running away with it unless Regal Reserve can also show some executive maturity in countering. We'll see if that's the case.
Yeah, not much action really going on right now. Both teams just trying to figure each other out, I think. Yeah. We do see Strikers. He does have a plan in action, it looks like, because he's going to throw the smoke in. Looks like the assault is going to come on the airfield. Fountain is going to be the point of contest. And this is going to be difficult, but the double kill comes in from Phelpsy. A great nade there, actually, to shut that push down, and he's going to look for his third. Actually, no, he's going to leave it. He spotted a lone Dragons in this middle map, and the Lance fire is going to come out, just dropping a little bit of damage down. He's got teammates in tow. Dragons in a real bad situation now, but the return fire comes. No, the Markser is going to down Dragons, and Phelpsy's going to pick him up now. E-Hill going to be his next contest, it seems. The statue fight going to go down. Die6 in a bad spot here. Has to make a play, really. He does manage to get 1 kill. So in a 2v1, he's managed to get 1 kill. His teammates helping him out on the D by getting that decap. But still a very bad situation for him now.
Yeah, Phelpsy playing that so well. He plays those 1v1s passive. Never goes to the tempting reaction shots or the wraparound shots. He's going to come out on top. Krim now once again in a 1 versus 2, and Krim, who is in a world of hurt, getting lancered by Dragons, comes out on top still over Shadows, which is no easy feat. Can he win the 1v against Dragons? Full red, and he's going to get meleeed down. Meat shield picked up by Dragons. Nice job, some way, somehow. That was an awkward fight there for a little while.
Oh, I'm not too sure, but Jack clutching up, gets the incendiary kill, gets the headshot, looking for the next kill, but does not matter. This is going to be a Space Station round, and now they're on map point. 6-5 now the score. Regal, they need 2 rounds in a row to really bring this back.
Yes, that they do. And again, you've sensed a different Space Station these last few rounds. Look at the stat line. I think it's 28 apiece for Krim and Phelpsy. Meanwhile, 29 for Crazed. Now, that's been a big difference here. The likes of Die6 and Swift, Strikers as well, only 16 kills, just have not kept up in the slaying category with this Space Station squad. I've noticed that all tournament long is, yes, Shadows and Dragons have dominated with the Nashers, but you haven't seen the same necessarily for Die6 and his counterparts.
Yeah, and I think Craze is actually a story because he had 19 kills in the first 4 rounds. Now we're on round 11 and there's only 10 more. I mean, He's actually fallen off a little bit. He has got a huge scoreline, don't get me wrong, but, well, here we go again. Regal Shadows, he's the man of the moment as he picks up a double, a triple kill perhaps, and he's looking for his fourth. Actually, he's going to try and fight a meat shield. That's not going to go too well for him. Hydrone going to clear him up, but in a world of pain, he falls. The kill's going to come out from Dizix, and 4 dead now from Spacestation. This is going to be a difficult one for them to clutch up. The boom shot in the hands of Strikers, and this is what it's all been put on. It's the boom shot play. This is what the last 2 rounds are going to be.
Indeed, on board with Dizix, 15 kills and 8 downs. Finally, that boom shot goes down 2 hills to 1 as the point lead is just going to continue to grow here. Regal Reserve down by 1. Placing that boom completely changes the dynamic, though. I love that placement. It came a little later than I would have liked to see it have come, but it's going to make a big difference here.
It is indeed, and we are going to see Space Station try and get this home hill back. There's the boom shot. The boom shot this time used to get a kill, not on the down, but on a different player, which is good to see. They finally decided that not worth wasting those power weapons just to pick up, you know, an already down player.
And 20-second respawn timers, you want to see Regal Reserve finish this game out. Strikers needs to have a mental clock in the back of his head that people are going to be respawning behind him here at any moment. And he's going to recognize exactly that. Pushes up.
Well, I think he's got that clock dialed because, well, here we go again. He's got 1 down. He's got 2 downs, actually, and Strikers in support, Dragons in support, sorry. The E-Hill is going to go in their favor.
Should. All up to this last member. I think it is Phelpsy. He gets taken out. So does Hydrone. That's 4 dead right now. All up to Crim on that D-Hill. Let's hop over to the D-Hill fight. He gets shut down as well. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a round number 13, our first match on main stage. Space Station, the Kings of Europe, tested right now again by Regal Reserve.
Wow, oh wow, that boom shot placement coming up clutch for Regal, forcing the round 13, and it is all to play for now. We've seen Regal and Space Station go to round 13s before. It came in Space Station's favor last time, but it wasn't for Regal trying. They gave him a real good showing. It looks like Space Station are trying to get rid of this boom shot.
Exactly, and look at this. The last team to place a weapon has such an advantage for this exact reason. The boom shot was the reason, hands down, bar none, that Regal Reserve won that game. And now Space Station, a tough decision to make here. They're going to leave the boom shot. They're confident in that boom shot fight. Despite losing that last round, they'd go for a throwaway placement with a hammer burst instead of the Marksa. They leave the boom on the ground, and they're ready to flex their muscles here in this last fight to win them all. It all comes down to this. Let's look at the overhead map and see the initial strategy for both teams. It's 2 down low, 3 middle, mirrored and matched strategies. It's going to come down to who wins their fights here, Fru.
Crim delayed, though. Crim delayed for the hammer burst. It means Regal have a slight advantage over in Pistons, but it doesn't matter because Phelpsy, he's going to clutch up. He's got 2. Craze coming back with 2 of his own, and, well, this is Space Station's map for sure. 13 rounds.
That's it.
And they're finally separated by just 1 opening, 1 initial.
That's all she wrote. Can
the
you
boom shot rocket going up into the sky?
believe it? Space Station proving why they are such a great round 13 clutch in the moment team. They're confident in the boom shot fight. Phelpsy says, leave it. I'm the captain of this team. I'm going to put this team on my back. He picks up a double kill and win the round. And to your point, you called it a brilliant play. Crim grabs the hammer burst. That gives a 5-on-4 power play opportunity for Regal Reserve. They have numbers, but still the likes of Phelpsy is too much as he picks up a double, and ultimately Space Station clutches up in the round 13 and wins it. Wow, I cannot believe how the action broke down here in map number 1.
No, I mean, we all predicted a close affair between these 2 teams, but I don't think that I don't think that close was really the outcome we were expecting.
Hey, well, hold time out here. I called 7-6, 7-5.
It's true.
In
it's
favor
true.
of Regal Reserve, though. I went for a bold prediction, and I was wrong. But still, close.
Very, very close. And hopefully a shade of things to come because we've got at least 1 more map, maybe even 2. I'd love to see that 3rd map in this series.
You and I both. And here's the thing. This is exactly what I anticipated happening is map 1 goes to Space Station barely. I think Regal Reserve needed that map. Space Station is too good of a team in the long haul. Map 2s, when they're warmed up, it's hard to beat them. Going into map number 2 on Reclaimed, I know it was 7-6 yesterday when these 2 teams faced each other in the was it group stages, I believe? Yep. In group stages. But I think it's going to be a much different story this time around. I think Space Station is going to run away with it. Regal Reserve needed, and I mean absolutely needed, that first map. If you're a fan of the underdog, in my opinion, it's looking a little bit bleak. But hey, give them your energy. Keep this Regal Reserve hype going because, man, they've put on a show.
That they have. And, well, the last, 26 rounds have been separated by 2. as Regal, how does that affect you? Because you know you are so close. You're just so close to topping, the #1 seed, the best team in Europe, the third best team globally, pretty much, and that's it. That's just the skin of the teeth is all that is really keeping these two teams apart at this point. Yeah. It's amazing to see from Regal, for sure.
And I'm going to wait till the post-game analysis here to speak about this, but remind me to talk about the mix-up of rosters in Europe, particularly in Spain, because I think there's an interesting future ahead of us based on what I've seen this tournament. It's going to be an interesting discussion after the match, of course, as we want to focus all attention on this match. You see the main stage, the beautiful main stage, by the way. A big shout-out to EGL. I mean, one of the nicest main stages I've seen. Walking in this venue, I was nothing short of breath, as it's been an amazing venue here at Mountford Hall. A historic venue. I know 1975 is played here, a couple of key bands over in Europe. So it's amazing to see how EGL's put this event together.
Yeah, they do. They knock it out of the park every single event. There's different venues, but it doesn't matter the scale, the size. EGL knocking it out of the park. Really, really good group of guys to work with.
Yep.
Fantastic team, really. But yeah, Reclaimed coming up. A very, very heavy bowl fight coming up as well. That's what I'm excited to see. The likes of Strikers and Dragons getting up into that bowl fight and just slaying out. Because in the openings on Foundation, you called it. It's a 50-50 pretty much down at the bottom there, down in Open, and this is pretty much the same map, right? It's flipped in elevation, but you're still having to do that head-to-head at the start.
Yep, exactly. In both halves. Second half, you see that same exact fight over at the E-Hill. But one thing you should look out for, we've seen a little bit of interesting play. I'm not sure if you were watching when I had a chance to cast that with Toby, I believe. Space Station brought some tricks out of the bag. You saw them run an initial trick strat against, I believe it was Aerox yesterday, where Phelpsy went low side, stayed hidden, flanked the 1v1, and picked up the easiest kill of his life on a flank. They got the initial. Phelpsy went for the away hill grab. Krim rotated high side to support his team, and it worked out brilliantly for them. So expect a couple of trick strats coming in here for Space Station. They've been working hard behind the scenes. I don't think people realize how much work they put in going over strats, going over maps, and putting these trick strats together.
Yeah, I was talking to their coach, Rubix, last night, and just asking, how prepared are you at this moment in time? Because new roster, you'd expect them to be going through a lot of different things, trying to get Jack up to speed, and he said they have been practicing no end.
Wow.
They've been practicing up till 5, 6 a.m. every morning.
Against American teams.
Teams. They've been watching VODs back. They've essentially just been drilling.
That's great to hear.
And they want to be prepared for San Diego.
That's great to hear, because that's always been the greatest weakness of this Space Station roster is their preparation. It's not necessarily their fault. For a long time, they weren't salaried like a lot of the American teams are salaried. They didn't have the ability financially to support and pursue this full time. But now that the Space Station org enters the scene, things are different. I think this second place, third place, on the cusp of greatness of Dynasty Space Station squad has an opportunity here, of course, with the roster change. I know a lot of my peers over in America are not thinking that the Space Station squad is going to live up to the expectations, but we will definitely see. I know Veli made a bold prediction. I don't know about if it's bold anymore, but top 8 in San Diego, which is interesting. Top 8 in San Diego. Veli's calling Space Station. So,
Veli, you are wrong. They are definitely going to top 3. I don't care what you say.
I like the confidence.
Called out. But no. This is a different Space Station roster, and what Jack brings to the team with the practice, with the with just the confidence and just the teamwork. It just seems like they're bonding more.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is what they need to get over that hump, get over that the jitters, the grand final jitters, so to speak. And I am super excited to see once they've had another month to practice, just to see what their final form really is for San Diego. Because, as you said, the trick stacks coming out the bag already.
Yeah.
What are they preparing for the big league?
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point. Perhaps maybe they're trying to practice them here and work out the kinks. They know a lot of Americans probably aren't watching this based on 1 time zones and 2 regional event. Yeah. But still, it's a good opportunity for them. The fact this is the first LAN played on 2.8, the new competitive settings, which changes things a bit. It's the first time playing with this roster, so this is a good opportunity for experience for Space Station. I like this new roster. The big thing is, and I hate to put the pressure on him, but all eyes on Jack, a.k.a. Godfex. I've been there before as a player. When I played on Team Envious, I was the 100%, the scapegoat if things went wrong. I was 100% all eyes on me at all times, and it's a tough situation to be in. His mental fortitude is going to be tested here in San Diego and coming up, and you got to see him stay strong. I want to see how he performs at this event.
Yep, and well, we are about to get underway in Reclaim, the second map underway. A brutal round 13, really, for Regal in that last map. Foundation going obviously right to the wire. Hoping to see a little bit more of it now as we get into this map. And, well, let's jump on board with the man Jack himself and see what he's doing in this map.
Let's do it. We all know Krim fights the 1 versus 1 down low. A brilliant 1 versus 1 player, very similar to Summons, his counterpart on the American soil. But Jack, second spawn. They're bestowing some trust in him. Of course, Marshall's a front spawn for them as well. Let's see how the action breaks down.
Yeah, and it does seem that Regal have a little bit of an advantage here. The smokes were really good from them as they came up. Fight is going to go around the barbecue, and it does seem that Jack has opened up the kill on Strikers. Real nice little reaction wrap shot there. But now comes the pressure. Lances from every angle, and well, this is Regal. They're opening strong here.
Yeah, that's been the story of this event. Look at Krim, what he does so well. That Krim is single-handedly the reason that Space Station is a solid Reclaim team, because he's such a great 1v1 player, such a difference maker, and you see it right here on the rotation. Yes, he's down, but is anyone in position to pick that kill up? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And the push is going to come back up to B Hill.
They still haven't capped it.
Yeah, Swift.
Missed opportunity there.
Didn't get the cap there, which has cost his team quite a few points, and also positional advantage as well, because he's had to drop back and try and catch that. So it does mean Hydron's managed to pick up a kill.
5-on-4 numbers advantage here for Space Station. They are going to take it. You better believe it. But Regal recognizes, hey, we might have a 2v1 over here. But look how good of a job Space Station does, not giving them that 2 versus 1 fight, not putting themselves in a dangerous spot. Perfectly executed break strategy right there for Space Station. And for any new viewers here, Gears of War comes down to 3 main components of strategy. There's your initial strategy, which is off the bat, where you send your players, where you send your resources. There's your hold strategy, which is your capture strategy, how you hold your setups, how you hold your 2-cap, where you position yourself with Lancers to set up. And there's your break strategy on the flip side. Where do you position your smokes, and where do you send your men for the break of those hills? Each team has those practiced to a T. Each team has those noted. And it's showed right there. Space Station, perfectly executed break strat, sending 3 on one side, 1 on the other side, and very well done.
Yeah, they took that back with ease, really. I mean, smokes were perfect, kills came in really well, and well, yeah, great play from Space Station just to kind of come back in that first round. The low respawns working in their favor as well. Do have a bit of a side station update as we get into the second round. Lucent Esports against Aerox. That's playing on the side station. That's the other essentially side of the winners bracket. So that's the other winners bracket semi-final. Lucent have taken the first map there. So Aerox are now 0-1 down. It's going to be a tough ask to come back there.
Here it is, the same exact trick strat. And again, they have no idea that Phelpsy's there. Phelpsy's going to tag up Die6 full red and immediately trusts Krim to win that 1v1. Tags him up a little bit more, and now Phelpsy will go for the away hill cap, and Krim will rotate high side. Perfectly executed. Once again, the same strategy. And even though they were down a man, I take that back. Regal actually won the fight up top, barely. But a very well executed strat right there. And look, 2 hills to 1 in favor of Space Station. They didn't even capture that B hill was Regal Reserve.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out nicely, but you're right. They Regal team did clutch up at the end, so they are going to end up getting these 2 home hills back. And well, they didn't get the B capture, so the domination isn't going to tick, but they are going to come up 2 hills in their favor. Now the domination ticks, so someone has managed to get around to B. This is going to be a big ask for Dragons to win this 2v1, but he does pick up that first kill. It's 1v2 now again as more members of Space Station come off spawn. Great kill by Krim, though, to shut this down. And
yeah, and again, a very smart play by Krim. I know it's only a kill. I know he was full red, but Krim recognized that he was still full. Oh, beautiful headshot picked up right there by Shadows. But Krim recognized that he was still full red and head down for the kill. He doesn't head down unnecessarily. He held head down perfectly. 3-cap domination coming through. A second headshot picked up from Shadows as he is popping off with the sniper. Can he make it a third here?
Certainly looking.
All he needs is his body shot, as his teammate was able to pick up some shots there. Not going to connect for the headshot. Now that, of course, we're watching him, he's not going to hit it and not going to put on a show for us.
That's it, Curse of the Caster. It comes out once again. That said, just hit a little bit of a body shot there on Hydron, forcing him back into cover.
And good movement there. Hydron takes out 1. Hydron's been a force to be reckoned with here in this counter. Look at the score, though, 105-50. This should be a Regal round. They have to play this well. They have a 2-cap hold. 1 down right now for Space Station. You heard the Revive Me audio come through. They're going to get the kill, though. I think the revive came in. Hydron, again, a force to be reckoned with. Shadows hasn't really done much in the last minute with this sniper. Is Crazy going to pick up a kill now. And looks like Space Station has turned the map on its head again. Going for a 3-cap domination. It's looking good.
It is looking good. I mean, it's this C hill, that's all that's left, and it's Dragons on his own, really. He is going to have support off spawn, so this has got to be done very, very quickly by Space Station if they want this, and it looks like they are going to do just that. Hydron does get the first down, but he goes down himself. The revive is going to come in, but double downs now for Space Station as the domination ticks in. Jack going to pick up 3, 2, as Phelpsy steals the last kill from him, and it's up to Strikers to do something magical, but he does not. Phelpsy with 2. Jack picking up the last member, and well, Space Station clutching up at the end, and that was the difference. Regal had the same opportunity at the other side. 2 beautiful headshots coming in from Shadows on the home hill, and still Regal could not break the deadlock that Space Station had.
Yep, and look at Space Station right now. They won that round in a way that was pretty exciting, high energy, high adrenaline. And still, calm, cool, and collected. Another day in the office. They're talking through what went wrong, because a lot did go wrong that round. You can't deny that. They lost the initial in their trick strat, thanks to that B-Hill fight up top. They actually could have won it because they got the first kill that they wanted, but the rotations weren't necessarily there, so they're talking through some of those opportunities. I like the maturity here from Space Station. Even though they won the round, they're still talking through what they could do a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think that's trick strat perhaps maybe needs a little bit work. I like the idea behind it, and I think it can definitely catch teams off guard, but if you know what's happening, the reaction to that is quite severe. You could lose 3 members of your team. There are ways to set that up that would maybe slightly benefit Space Station in a slightly better way, just by dragging that home hill player slightly up the map, holding the stairs area, and then you're forcing the player into the middle of the map rather than into barn. Perhaps an easier route, but it doesn't matter because Dragons is slaying out. No trick strats here, just pure slaying. The shotgun is on fire. That's 3 already, and he's going to look for his quad. He's got no health whatsoever. Wow. He has got teammates to back him up, though.
Gosh, Dragons and Shadows are remarkable players. Remarkable. I've seen such great plays from them all tournament long. And again, remind me in post-game, this is an exciting topic, exciting opportunity here for these guys.
And this is where it counts. How can Regal now clutch this up? Can they clutch this up is a question we should really be asked, as Shadows does manage to pick out Phelpsy. That's going to be another member down for Space Station. It does look like they're going to back out of this. It's a 4v4 that they've decided they cannot win.
And here's the thing, that's the difference. Optic would have shut that down, would have closed it out. Same with Space Station. But if you give this dominant Space Station squad an opportunity, they're going to capitalize. So I don't like the inability to finish there. Actually, is that a pistol headshot?
I think it was last down.
Last down, yeah. Pistol headshot picked up there. I missed those in Gears Ultimate Edition.
Yeah. Oh, they were beautiful.
Yep.
Oh dear. Brave plays by Die6 though, as he's driving into 3 members.
Die6, what are you doing? You have the support of your entire team. All you have to do is just stay alive. Continue to be a nuisance. Use the man advantage as well. And he gets taken out there by going for a reaction shot around cover. You hate to see it.
You do, but
you hate to see it.
Huge point lead,
yep.
which is one good thing that's come out of this for Regal. They've managed to get a phenomenal amount of points on the board, 130 now to 65, and it looks like Space Station are going to try and push around well, but there is a sniper in the hands of Shadows watching their every move.
Yep. Sniper out right now.
They know where he is. They do know where he is, so it's not going to be an unknown factor, but it's up to Shadows now. How can you perform?
Here's the thing. I've been very critical of the sniper in this game. It's not... Oh, okay, never mind.
Be critical, John.
I take it back. Shadows, you're a monster. Thank you for proving me wrong. 3 headshots for Shadows now. He's going to get a 4th here. He's going to hit his teammate, I believe, there. Might have. Meanwhile,
yeah,
Krim.
He did.
Fighting up top. Dragons picks up one. Die6 picks up another. And this should be a Regal Reserve round. Nothing that Space Station can do. They'll all be on respawns. Well played. Starting with that headshot from Shadows.
Okay, for the blind fire there.
That's some fun.
That would have been nice. Oh, put it on a showcase, Shadow. Stop it.
Is it the 4th headshot? Do we count it?
I guess we can count it. It was a headshot.
Headshot's a headshot.
It was intended.
You see Shadows on your screen right now. Second from the left, I believe. Popping off with that sniper. Was it Shadows both rounds? It was. Yep. Shadows 3 headshots to his name already in this one. Making plays. And now, we saw it in game number 1. Regal Reserve went down 3-0, brought it back. They were down 2-0. They pick up their first round here. So many would say far but over. I of course, predicted Space Station's run away with this map. We'll see if that comes to fruition.
Yeah, so far, quite an even affair, and we've seen Regal in the position, really, to win at least 2 of the rounds. Just a little bit of more confidence, I guess, in their play style, and they could have been 2-1 up right now. So Regal putting the foot on the gas a little bit earlier in this map, it seems, trying to not let Space Station get that 3-map advantage, that 3-round advantage that we saw in the first map in Foundation. You're going to see the center just blocked off though, so nothing too different, and it looks like it's going to be a 4v4. A heavy push around apples for Space Station, so the flank's going to come in. You see Crazed and Jack sat back with nice Lancer angles. Hydron's going to open up. He's going to get a kill on Shadows, but Regal have just decided that they don't really care about me. They're just going to flood over into construction and just take out the kill on Hydron. Really well played. Isolate that 1v1. No need to push into the bowl if there's a fight and there's a kill you can get elsewhere. And now we see Space Station 2 dead. It's a 4v3 for a little while, but Jack does his best to even this out. Dragons going back to that respawn queue.
And I got to emphasize, 4v3, you have numbers. 4th round, so relatively long respawn timers at 16 seconds. You can't die right there in a 5v3. You have complete numbers, a great opportunity to win the round.
Nope. But as we say that, we do see Strikers extract this sniper, and he is a very, very good sniper in his own right. Be careful though, because you can't go down with it. It's definitely not the right idea.
Yeah, not looking good now. Phelpsy Crim going to capitalize. I'm not sure whose Marksa that was. I think it was Jack using that Marksa, and that opened up a perfect opportunity. That's 4 dead. Make that 5 dead now, as all members are just swarming this B hill. 3-cap opportunity because Phelpsy is perfectly positioned. Sorry, that's Jack. Perfectly positioned, and they get the 3-cap domination. And again, in a round that Regal Reserve had a 5-on-3, had numbers advantage, won the initial, and the story continues. Regal Reserve, again, a newer team. So look, my hat goes off to them because they've played phenomenally. They've shown amazing things. And perhaps it's just inexperience, lack of practice, but the Space Station squad's been together for a while. But they just cannot finish rounds when they get their opportunities, when they get their advantages.
And it's small mistakes like we just saw. We just saw the sniper go down. You've just extracted a power weapon. You're on 2 hill advantage. You've got absolutely no reason. You've got a down as well. Jack was down. It was Crim that had the Marksa. Fantastic shooting by him. Just noticed that the member of Strikers of Regal, he was trying to aim for the down, just trying to get a headshot on the down, and he took so long to do it. Open himself up, body in the way, and well, Crim taking full advantage with that, and that's what the Marksa's there for.
Let's take a look at the overhead map and see. Are we seeing a trick strat again? Nope, same exact thing. 4 up top for one team, 1 down low for both.
Looks like we're going to play heavy bowl this time, and this is where Regal are usually pretty good. Strikers, you just get a kill, but it looks like it's going to be the Space Station show as Crazed and Hydrone. They're going to clutch up. It's on Shadows now. Good movement, but I mean, he's putting himself into a real bad spot here by doing that.
Yeah, and look how well played that is by Hydrone. Just back rolling, staying alive, valuing his life, and now 3 caps, domination, going to come through yet again for Space Station. They win the initial, they win the round. That is how it's done. Textbook, perfect Gears of War from Space Station, and they're putting on a clinic right now. 4-1, just running away with this one in map number 2.
Yeah, 41 seconds as well, a very, very quick round. And, you know, we are seeing similar openers. We're seeing 4 up top into the Manor. We're not going to see a similar opener now because Regal have just placed the boom shot down at the workshop, so that's going to change things up completely. But what I was going to say is that the slight changes in that 4 up top strategy from Space Station were quite apparent there. You know, 1 round playing heavy in bowl, 1 round playing heavy on apples, just keeping Regal on their feet. And it was Space Station that had taken the fight to Regal in the areas that they wanted, making Regal play on the back foot. Always good to be playing on the positive side, on the aggressive side.
In Gears of War especially.
And we're seeing that a lot here.
Completely agreed. Second half here. As we've seen before, sometimes teams are better in the second half than they are the first half. Regal trying to prove that correct. They pick up 3, and now a 5-on-2 numbers advantage. Keep in mind, it's the first round of the second half, so I know I mentioned you have to close out rounds when you get numbers, but this early on, wait, I lied. Sorry,
They placed boom shot at the workshop, so we're on the last round.
The last round.
It was the second half fight.
It was the second half fight. It's the last round. This should be round over. That's why I'm like, why aren't they respawning? It should be over. There's no reason that Regal Reserve should lose this round when they had a team wipe. But look how late they are on the C Hill capture. You need to have everyone planned out. Oh my gosh, no.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Swift is going to try and...
No, don't waste that boom.
Don't do it.
Trust your teammate. Trust your teammate.
Get your pistol out, man.
There we go.
That's better.
3 dead.
So the reason they were so late there, they clutched up that fight. Phelpsy was just hiding down at the bottom.
Oh, was he?
So when Strikers went to pick up that boom shot, Strikers had to then fight a 1v1.
I see.
It completely delayed the boom shot, the boom shot overreach.
Which delays the boom shot overreach, but they still captured the away hill.
Yeah.
The problem was they didn't have anyone back to their home hill. That shouldn't be affected. No one's deciding, and that's where you need to have it decided. Who is your anchor? And anchor is a term we used a lot. We overused perhaps at Season 1 when Gears 4K first came out. But that term still stays true. You need to have someone who is your general anchor, who's the person that's going to anchor back to your home hill to capture that home hill. Maybe your support player, you just need to determine, I don't care who it is, you have to decide that, and everyone needs to know that person is the one that's going to backtrack every single time.
Yeah, and it costs seconds, right? And seconds mean round, seconds mean
domination.
Maps, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They did get there in the end, but it wasn't without Space Station having a chance to come back at it.
Yep. So my apologies for the misunderstanding there. Actually, this is the first round of the second half. They won the boom fight last round. This time, not going to work in their favor towards that workshop. It was all Space Station all day. 2 kills picked up, make that a third 5-on-2 advantage. And let's see if Space Station can close out a triple cap here. I don't think they'll be able to because it's such low respawn timers. This is the point I was going to make. First round of the second half means the respawn timers are back to 10 seconds, so you respawn a lot faster, which means it's a lot harder to get the 3-cap domination. It's more about setting up as a team, that setup strategy I mentioned before.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot quicker. It's 12 seconds now on 2.8, so we're up
You're right. 12
slightly,
seconds. Yep.
slightly 2 more seconds. So it is, it's slightly more disadvantageous to die out. You don't have those quick respawns, but it's still very, very quick in comparison to the late rounds, right? It's definitely not something you want to drop in. That said, this fight pretty even. Striker's picking up a headshot on Craze, and Hydron doing his best really to hold out there, just get a kill on Shadows. So pretty even so far in this first round of the second half.
Well said. 6 kills, 5 downs, 4 strikers. It's been Shadows and Dragons that have been leading the way in the stats category for this Regal Reserve team, and man, they've been doing an amazing job of exactly that. Pure Slayers, they have the DNA, they have what it takes. Strikers, though, was known to be a Slayer in his day. He's going to get taken out by Hydro, and perhaps a little advised push right there for Strikers. Straight to the right-handed Hydro. Now Hydro's eating up with a double kill.
Yeah, advantage Hydra. I mean, that was really well played. Just kept his distance, knew his distance, knew that if the up A came, he had the one shot, and well, easy real kill for Spacestation there. They played this well. But as you said, low respawns. Regal already back to 5 members. Hasn't really affected the map too much. Spacestation gathering a nice lead here, though, 40 points ahead. It is on Regal now to make this push.
Yep, and this situation is going to force Regal to do one thing. They need to push for a 3-cap. Hydron on the flank. Phelpsy shuts down the push. Nice shot by Hydron. 1 member down, 2 members down. Regal Reserve not looking good right now. Actually, he was able to tap up, I believe. Hydron on the flank, though. Should be able to pick up this kill on Swift. Nice pistol work from Hydron. Yeah,
but Strikers is doing work down at this workshop. He did pick up a double kill. I think it's a little bit too late, though, as we hear the klaxon ticking in now. 185 to 135, 50 points ahead, and well, Regal, they need more than a miracle to get this back.
A miracle, I think, is even an understatement in this one. 200 to 145 is the score. And not only get this round back, but Regal not looking good in the game entirely, as Space Station will go up 5-2. So if you're a fan of Space Station, you're getting excited right now. I know they are a fan favorite in the Gears of War Pro Circuit internationally. Hearing the roar of the crowd in Mexico City when Space Station did some amazing, amazing things. Their Cinderella story run was a sight to see. A moment I will not forget in Gears history. And now Space Station has certainly ascended to being the fan favorite and a top team to be reckoned with in Gears Esports.
They have indeed, and well, they're showing it right now. A tough first map, and well, now they're walking away with it 5-2. We are going to see that boom shot placed down at Workshop, though, so we're going to see a lot of rounds potentially with this boom shot as the main focus. Something that Regal have been doing well, placing these power weapons in key fights that they're liking. They're forcing the map to be split. They're putting the weapons down that they want. They had sniper control for pretty much the whole of the first half. And when the boom shot went down last time, they made it count as well. Really well played by Regal. I like this.
Agreed. Phelpsy picks up the first. He's going to get taken out after. 4-on-4. Make that a 3-on-3 as 2 more kills are traded here. And through the smoke comes a sneaky, sneaky high drone. Crazed, left in a 1-versus-1 against Swift. Advantage Crazed for sure as the rotation from Krim. Look at that, smart play from Krim. Recognizing, he's the 1v1 player over at the home hill. He recognizes the importance of boom shot and rotates low side to help Crazed secure it. Again, such an intelligent player is Krim. Him and his duo Marsh, of course, an amazing story in Season 2. Came out of nowhere after being found from Postman and Finchy in London in Season 1.
Something Regal did really well there, though. It looks like they actually managed to backpack that boom shot. So the boom shot is off the map. I can't see it on any of the cards there. So, you know, they made the best out of a situation that could have been even worse for them, really. If Space Station had that boom shot in hand. We do see Krim clutching up once again, and Dragons just get taken out by his own teammate, which is quite unfortunate because they did have a man advantage there.
Yep, a 1v1 should be a 2v1. Now the flank's going to come through from Jack. And somehow, Shadows, I believe, or is that Strikers? Able to stay alive. Striker, able to stay alive. Not going to matter, though. Close points game right now. Phelpsy just being annoying. He's going to break the hill and back out and reset. That's a smart play, because what that does is that gives you quite an extension of the lead. That just got them a 10-point lead when they were down by 3. And now, 2 hills to 1. That lead's only going to continue to grow. Smart play from Phelpsy, just being a nuisance over in the away hill.
Yeah, and it looks like the assault is going to come back on Barn now. You see Regal trying to flood into this area, but a great setup by Space Station. You see the Lancer angles pretty much everywhere Regal go. There is somewhere that they can be hit by, and this is what the practice teams look like when they're on form, right? Not an inch to move in, not an inch to move in, and Regal are finding it very, very difficult. We do see a flank come down, but that is Swift going to fall.
Yep.
Just going to
end up
driving into 1v2, really.
Yeah, I think it's an ill-advised flanker there from Swift. We don't know what he knew. Maybe he knew something we didn't. But it looks like the rest of his team wanted to push the away hill. That's going to cost them here. Another opportunity. Strikers needs to go big. His teammate gets taken out. So does he. 3 dead right now for Regal, and it is looking bleak. 150 to 130 is the score, and members of Space Station are just swarming that final F-Hill. Krim gonna win the 1 versus 1 against Dice6. He also should be able to secure a boom shot. Yes, there it is from Jack. Swift takes out 1, he gets shut down as well, so barely Regal Reserve hangs on, but you gotta ask yourself through, does it even matter at this point?
It's a little bit too late, really. I mean, we're seeing the round count start to really add up for Space Station, and yeah, time-wise, we're hitting 192 caps as well in Space Station favor. I think this might be a little bit too late for Regal really to come back. The boom shots in the hand, it's all against them really, isn't it? It's just not going to happen.
6-2 will be the score. We have now reached match point here in our winners bracket round 2 matchup. Of course, winner goes on to the winners bracket final. And it's looking good for Space Station right now. And as we discussed in the pregame show, we got the best analyst in the game. Shout out to Toby Campbell. As we discussed, that first map was just so crucial. You said it yourself, Fru. If any map was going to be stolen, it was going to be Foundation. Regal Reserve could not inch it out in that 7-6 loss. And now you see the result. Space Station is running away with map number 2.
Yeah, and it's up to Regal now to split this map, and they haven't done that. They've dropped the incendiaries down, so they're going to double down on this workshop fight. Incendiaries, a great support weapon, especially to block off certain routes. So perhaps this will go in Regal's way, but it's still keeping the fight the same. It's still letting Space Station just wolf pack down towards this workshop, and it's going to be difficult for Regal really to come through here. The boom shot going to be the main focus as always.
Yep. On board of Hydron. He's staying out of the fight here, so Shadow's going to pick up the kill on Jack. Hydron, the 1v. Oh my goodness, he's going to take out Shadows with some nicely placed Nasher shots there. Phelpsy takes out Die6, and left to fight the good fight is the last member of Space Station, who's actually a couple members. They actually all rotated low side, so they have some support here on the low side. Boom shot in the hands of Strikers.
Yep, he does have 2 shots still, so really well played to just hold those bullets. He didn't have to use the bullets. Got to be careful though. This is what happened in the last round. We saw them walking a really good boom shot in the end, but we did see them fluffed, and we did see the boom shot drop on Foundation into Space Station's hands. It just seemed Regal are quite happy to walk with it out in the open, and it sometimes just makes you a huge target for Space Station to pick out. But be careful, really.
And that's a heads-up play from Strikers. I don't think there was even a mark on that guy, and he knew he'd be there. He knew he'd have the angle. So heads-up play from Strikers. Nice pistol work from him. 2-on-1. Looks like Krim's just going to back out. How smart Krim is, just running away from that fight. Such a smart decision. He's just going to regroup with his team. And man, the Space Station squad, they're looking good. I like what I'm seeing. I know they're going up against some European teams, but they're meshing well with Jack here.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, early morning jitters that first map, but they seem to have cleared those right out. And they're playing really good Gears of War, as we see. You know, we just see them flooding back down through Workshop. It is up to Strikers. Strikers just get 1. Looking for a second, just get 2. With a little bit of help from his hand. I thought that was Strikers' kill there.
Yeah, the shot looks like it barely missed his teammate. Thank God his teammate was there, otherwise he would have been dead. The misroll. 3rd kill picked up from Shadows. Jack, though, is going to be the one to clutch up in the 1v against Die6. Good pistol work, and again, Space Station holds on. Sometimes it's all it takes is holding on to that one thread. And, you know, they have a pretty bad deficit in points, but in Space Station we're talking about, they're one of the best late game teams.
Yep, looks like a bit of a panicked Regal at this moment in time. We're seeing a few rash plays, rash decisions from them. We saw Jack picking up a kill in a 1v2. He should never have been in range to pick that up, and just there as well. Shadows ended up running into 3 members. Just got to be more reserved, got to be more careful. And this is why the better teams do walk away with these later maps, because they're always composed.
And you used a perfect adjective. You know, Strikers particularly seems like a panicked player. Not that he's nervous, but panicked. Like he's always moving, he's always bouncing. Like he just needs to relax, slow down a little bit. Always playing fast, a little bit BB in his gameplay. As Phelps is going to take out Dragons here. Shadows get taken out as well. And here comes the 3-cap. What Space Station does so well. They're down by 70 points, and still Space Station has the perfect opportunity to win this round. They need to act fast, though. 207 is the magic number when you are no longer able to cap. Jack, such a smart play. He's going to backtrack to the E-Hill to make sure no one can push that. Strikers takes out Krim. They're holding on by a thread. And I think that's Swift that's going to try and sneak away to that E-Hill if he can. Jack needs to shut it down here. The D-Hill was broken. 207. And it's going to be captured again. There you go. Nice shot by Regal Reserve to close this one out at least.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they've done that. The boom shot was in the hands of Space Station. You know, they had the man advantage as well. And Regal, well, clutching up at the end just to keep that round count. Would have liked to have seen them kind of just try and contain that boom shot fight rather than try and, you know, fight it out, because they had such a point lead. The longer you can make that fight go on, the less time that Space Station have to react after that fight win. And, well, we do see Regal come out with a round there, but it was very, very close at the end of the day.
Yep. Close indeed. And now, Come Space Station, I want to do something. Yeah, perfect. Marksa, you have some good Marksa players in your team. Don't do anything drastic. Don't change the fight too much because you're winning the fights. Really, one lost round does not mean much in the grand scheme of things. So we're going to play some Marksa, nice and passive weapon placement. It's a secondary weapon. It's a support weapon. Marksman type of weapon where you can get some nice headshots with it, but not going to have a huge impact on the initial strategies at least.
Yeah, definitely not. And for these like kind of up-and-coming teams, pushing the top 3, I would like to see them spread this map a little bit more. We know that Space Station shoots so well for each other, but we know that there are a lot of players in Europe that can match these players individually.
Yep.
Try and spread the map. Try and force these individual fights rather than these team fights, and maybe you can pick a few more rounds out. That said, Regal are mashing up pretty well. You do see Crazed fall, and the incendiaries do come in from Jack and Phelpsy though, so Boom Shot probably going to go in the hands of Space Station here. Yep, there we go. 4 dead were from Regal, and Space Station advantage once again.
Yep, and longer respawn timers as well. The spawns are going to come through, but it might be too little too late. Boom Shot in the hands of Hydro. Match point right now for Space Station. Insin's going to pick up that kill, so that means he has 2 boom shots to work with. 1 boom shot comes in, not going to be a kill. The break's going to come through, and a reaction shot is going to be hit on the boom shot. Remember, Shadows and Swift pick up kills. In some way, they stay alive, but Jack shuts it down with a double kill. So now, picks up boom shot. Full red is Jack, and that's a smart play to grab that boom. Smart play.
He's going to get taken out, though. Well, if it should have got taken out, he doesn't. Isaac fluffs the shot, and the smoke, you see, he comes back in again, but Jack's going to push back down. Smoke did not stun Crim, so he managed to get a kill, and that is going to be Space Station GG. 2 maps to 0 here.
Yep.
And, well, it wasn't for Regal trying.
And indeed, 7-6. 7-3 was the score, and you got to say, my hat goes off to Regal Reserve. They showed so much in this match. A lot of these individuals performed very, very well, and in my opinion, with some practice, this could be a team, a force to be reckoned with in Gears of War Esports. A brilliant match and a great showing for both teams.
Thank you very much, Fallout and Fru. Fantastic game. And fantastic casting as per usual, guys. Brilliant way to start off Championship Sunday. That foundation map. Oh, I was standing up and I was jumping in the crowd. That was insane. Could have gone either way in the end, couldn't it?
Easily. You know, again, they had a 5-on-4. Let's take you back a little bit. They had a 5-on-4 opportunity because Crim grabbed that hammer burst for some reason. He loves that hammer burst. So they had a numbers advantage. If you don't let Phelpsy go huge in the way that he went huge, picking up that double kill in round 13 of Foundation, we'd be going to map 3 right now. I mean, really, it's just inches that could have made the difference in this match. Again, big shout out to Regal Reserve for a great showing.
And we said it right, Alex. Foundation could have been the map that Regal took it to the opponents, and the best map actually to actually win this match outright. Do you think just because they lost that final round, that was the catalyst then for Space Station to just walk through it as per usual?
We mentioned it midcast, and it's one of those things that they've just lost 2 round 13s in a row against Space Station. Yep. It's demoralizing. It's difficult, and the top teams, they do come back. But you don't have a coach behind you. This Regal squad, they're there as a unit of 5, and it's a difficult ask. It is a difficult ask, and then you go on to Reclaimed, which you already lost yesterday, and you're starting to get into shaky hands territory there. It's no surprise. We got to remember the opponent, Space Station. Fantastic roster, right?
Of course. They warmed up, I guess, in the initials. Both teams going into Reclaimed. Momentum clearly on Europe's favourite side. And I guess it's just business as usual at that point. Top barn and in the bowl, right, Fallout?
Yep, no, exactly that. Reclaimed, they came in and performed so incredibly well. They won a lot of the initials up top. I always say it, but Crim is the biggest difference maker for this team on that map. His ability to fight 1v1s, his ability to rotate, his decision-making, and more importantly, his ability to stay alive. He's just such a smart player who values his life more than most players that I've seen.
But of course, commiserations as such for Regal, because they did give them a really good game. But they've potentially showed themselves as a good contender to go into the grand finals in the future, right? They've only just lost a winner's bracket match. They're not out of it just yet. There's all the opportunity now for Regal to go forward, having their heads held high, most importantly, knowing that they've taken 2 7-6s against them, or just lost out by 1 round against Europe's best.
Yeah.
So they'll be looking at Aerox and Lucent, who, by the way, are still playing on the side station.
Seems like
almost over.
Do you have the score update in that, by the way?
The closest, what I had was 7-5 first map, right, to Lucent. Very close one Reclaimed. Second map is Dam. It was 6-4 the last time I checked. Wow. So that could literally be around 13. We'll get the update for you now in a second.
And I see the crowd, a massive crowd gathering there. Even all Space Station is there. They jumped off that main stage and ran straight to that side station. Wow. Round 13, we just got the update.
Round 13, yeah.
Ooh.
1-0 to Lucent currently. There
could be a good one. I mean, could be an upset.
Could go either way. We'll get the update as soon as that round concludes, guys. But back to the point. Regal Reserve. They'll be looking at those 2 teams there. They're nail-bitingly close. Regal. they're looking good. They have a very good chance of taking this all the way.
Yeah, agreed. I think this Regal Reserve squad on Sunday is looking different. Something different about them. There's a different swagger, the hype, the energy I felt from main stage. They lost to Aerox yesterday in a close one. I think if they rematch in the losers bracket, not saying that Lucent's going to win this yet, but of course, as I say that, I think Lucent did indeed win it, actually. So I see them standing up, and Lucent will take that one 2-0. So we will eventually, most likely, see a rematch, Aerox versus Regal Reserve in that losers bracket. That's going to be a nail-biter. That's going to be a great one.
That's a big scoreline there, isn't it? 2-0 in the end, Lucent taking that one. So, the favoured team in that match taking it in the end. But 7-6, 7-5, that's also very close, isn't it, Fru?
Yeah, it is. And to be fair, credit to Lucent. They're a very, very good team. But I'm not sure how they're going to match up against this Regal squad. Because Regal, they're taking it to Space Station every time we've seen them play, and Lucent have had such an easier run in comparison.
Yeah.
I'm questioning whether or not Lucent will be able to take down Regal.
Well, and eventually, if they meet up, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know there's games to come, right? And we're seeing it right now.
Final. Are you predicting a losers bracket final?
I'm predicting.
Lucent versus Regal. You think Regal's going to beat Aerox in the rematch?
Yep.
Interesting.
So as you can see with the losers bracket, round 2, Fox Esports beat Uppsala 2-0. XCon, as many would predict, 2-0 versus Puzzled. So those next 2 games, Aerox, after losing, will play against Fox Esports. I'm sure that will be a good game to keep an eye out for, most definitely. Regal Reserve taking on XCon. I really do fancy Regal in that one, but who knows? XCon could turn up in very good fashion yesterday after giving Aerox a run for their money.
Yeah, I mean, the seeds tell it as well. You've got 3 and 4 in the top, which is quite an interesting matchup. I don't think going into this we would have expected Fox to be that 4th seed above the likes of Regal because, well, we saw them play, right? Regal just dominated Fox when they matched up yesterday, and I don't know. It's going to be a difficult ask for Fox to come through Aerox for sure, and XCon have got a very, very tough matchup against Regal coming.
Yeah, but it is a deflated Aerox, losing, of course, to their former teammate Jack Reaction.
Definitely.
So I think anything is definitely possible. Aerox versus Fox. A big shot to Fox Esports. The Italians coming over and showing some international love as they performed here this weekend. And I've heard that Fox Esports, a great team at that, is actually the number 2 team in Italy. There's actually a team in Italy that is a little bit superior to them. So I'd be interested to see if that team turns up to maybe the next LAN or the next tournament, how things shake up. Either way, European Gears is getting me excited.
We will see. We will see. Once again, brilliant casting, guys. Amazing match to start us off here at Championship Sunday. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Please do tweet out the stream. We're going to go to a quick break. When we return, it will be Fox versus Aerox. Please do not go anywhere.